A normal day last summer at Ruli Padios' residence in Hagat, changing for the worse all too quickly.
It happened when I was watching TV, so all of a sudden, I haven't stepped the ground yet. So all of a sudden, I start to smell something weird, and then all of a sudden, I step the floor.
For 3 weeks, raw sewage gushing out and flooding the home his late father built.
You have toilet paper, you have raw sewage. I mean, waste coming out of my drain, and I can't stop it. I'm freaking out. What the hell's going on? And then I look at the bathtub. The bathtub's full of urine. You can smell it. The backup of the sewer. The first time something ever happened to my home.
He and his 83-year-old mother left to deal with the mess and dangerous waste. Guam Waterworks Authority telling him his lines were clogged, but he knew the problem wasn't on his end.
GWA activates their water jetter, and they shot their water jet here in a public road. And it took a while before the sewage starts seeping to the ground. A lot of sewage was backing up the ground. I have it all in video, by the way.
He captured this footage showing GWA crews unclogging the main line up a street with sewage spewing out.
And then all of a sudden, the water from my lines all went down. It drained. So it's not my line. It's the government's line.
Last October, he filed a claim against GWA seeking $17,000 in damages.
The inside of this was damaged. Ross, I'm a corporate safety director. I know, I teach. I'm an ocean instructor. I do environmental also. Raw sewage is very dangerous.
Under the Government Claims Act, they had 6 months to investigate and come to a decision. But Padios contends his due process rights were violated.
6 months came, which will be April 18, 2023. Nobody calls me up. And it was very difficult because you got contamination in the ground. You have my 83-year-old mom here, and that became personal to me.
He finally received a response in May that they were still investigating. Then come July, a final decision that GWA finds no liability in his claim, instead an offer of $1,500 to close the case.
GWA GM denied my claim due to the fact that my dad was hooked up to a non-sanctioned sewer line.
Now he's fighting their claims.
If we are hooked up to a non-sanctioned line, why are we paying for sewage or water service sewage for the last 30 years?
His own investigation showing standing water in GWA's main line. Padios says it's evidence of a broken sewer line.
The flow is not steady. If it's the break, the tendency for toilet papers to get stuck. As it builds up, then I'll get it back up.
His case now before the Guam Attorney General. Padios suing GWA and his general manager Miguel Bordalio for defamation, punitive damages, negligence, and malice from a public official.
It's not about the money now. It's becoming personal. It's becoming personal because he defamed my family. And I can't let my mom take that to her grave.
Meanwhile, GWA maintains their stance, telling KUAM in part, quote, as part of the complaint investigation, GWA assisted and did resolve the blockage on Mr. Padios' private lateral. However, the blockage had nothing to do with GWA-owned sewer mains, which were operating properly. You can read their full response on KUAM.com. For now, Padios is taking GWA to court for $175,000 in damages. Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.